VpK provides the ability to define custom cross-reference definitions referred to as a Xref or Xreference. The cross-reference allows you to look for information regarding a specific element or value for the element within the YAML definition. Once defined, the cross-reference is viewable on the Xref tab. You can view it in a fully expanded hierarchical view, collapsible hierarchical view, or circle pack. Now, the definition of what you're going to search for is done via the configuration. Configuration is the upper right-hand corner of the screen with the blue gear. You click on this gear and it allows you to see the configurable features. One of the features here is create, edit, or delete Xreference definitions. To begin this, you now click on the wrench. That'll open a dialog to begin creating a new cross-reference or Xref definition. We're going to go ahead and create a definition for an Xref to find a certain value on a label. We're going to name this labels. And I want to go ahead and find Prometheus, Prometheus, on labels. Now, once that definition or that Xref has been defined, you now add the path. So we'll create the path rule for this. Now, what I want to look at are pods. I want to look at the metadata and I'm going to look at labels within the metadata, and I want to look for the label app. And because I'm looking for a specific value, specific values have to be enclosed in double curly brackets. And so here's where I would place Prometheus. Now I want to enable this rule so it'll be executed, and then we'll save that. We should be able to view that. We'll close that. Now that rule now shows up here. Now there will be no data available for the rule because you have to run the parsing of the snapshot after the rule has been defined. So at this point we see this snapshot is called AAA MCM. So we'll go ahead and query that previous snapshot a second time. That's this snapshot here, and connect to it. So the snapshot's being processed, and at this point the data within the snapshot that meets that criteria should now be available. So if we select this, and then let's just go ahead and select hierarchy. And yes, it was found that there were 3 pods. Here's a pod that matches that, and as you'll notice, the Prometheus app label is there. So that's the way you would create a custom cross-reference looking for a specific value. Now if we want to go ahead and create a cross-reference looking for, let's say, config maps, we would open up the configuration by clicking on the gear again, click the wrench. We'll create a new definition, and this definition will be called configs, and we're going to just give a brief description of find config maps. We'll edit that. We'll create our first path rule. Again, it'll be a pod, and I'm going to cut and paste this value I've got, and then we'll explain the reference. So we're looking in the spec, containers, and within containers, containers is an array. So you have to enclose an asterisk inside square brackets to indicate that containers is an array. We then want to look at the env attribute, which is an array, again enclosed asterisk within square brackets, and the value from is the field that we're looking at next. Then we look at config map key ref, and then the name of that, and we want this rule enabled as well. So I'll save that, and then we'll go ahead and exit. Now close this. We're over here, and again you'll see that find config maps is there. Now if I click on this, this shows you that there are no config maps because we haven't gone ahead and reparsed the captured snapshot. So we'll go ahead and reparse this captured snapshot again, this AAA MCM. As the data is parsing, it's looking at all the different defined indexes. Now let's go back over here and look for config maps, and let's look for hierarchy. And you can see that there are multiple entries where config maps are identified within this. So that's an example of how you create your own custom cross-references within Visual Parse Kubernetes, the tool that helps you visualize what's inside Kubernetes.